They say every day for the thief and one day for the owner, right? But what if the owner is the government, or what if the owner is the government, or what if the owner is somebody who you've offended and decides to have their pound of flesh back? Now, our Nigerian celebrities, a lot of persons say, oh, their hands are not pure. Some of them are criminal mastermind behind the scenes. Some of them engage in fraudulent activities behind the scenes. Some of them engage with sleeping, with other people for money behind the scenes. And then they come and show us that, oh, they are a music artist, or they are a videographer, they are actors and actresses, and that is how they make their money. Now, there are some persons who maybe not criminal activities or something illegal. Some of them do immoral things, right? You use your power to oppress somebody and whatnot. Now, there are some of them who have faced the wrath of the law, and there are some of them who were able to bail their way out of it. There are some who spent a few days in jail, and there are some who went as far as spending 8 years in jail. Right, so in this video, we are going to be looking at some Nigerian celebrities who have had, who have had to go to prison at one point or the other in their career. Yeah, I'm talking about as celebrities, not maybe somebody who has a past record of being a criminal has now turned a new leaf. No. Case in point, Baba Ijesha is only still one of the earliest occurring ones, or one of the recent rather occurring ones. He was sentenced back in 2022. It's still not clear if he's been released now, because he's meant to spend 16 years in jail. He was found guilty for count of, defiling a minor, which is why I said some persons have done immoral thing. He didn't necessarily commit maybe fraud or something for money or for lifestyle, but this is him, using his power, his position on a young person. And the word of somebody who apparently is a benefactor even. I'm not going to dwell on Baba Ijesha's case. It's one that a lot of persons are aware of, but 16 years in prison since 2022. News we have it that is out. We are not sure yet. He's one of the persons, one of the Nigerian celebrities who have, had to go to jail at one point. I mean, before he was even sentenced, this man slept in jail for days, for months, before he got bail, and then he went back again. His journey was not even a smooth one. His trial was not a smooth one. I can say that. Anyways, aside from Baba Ijesha, that's Olarewaju Omeyenka James. Another person who has had to go to jail is Ibinabo Fibresima. This woman was the president of the Actors Guild of Nigeria, and 2016 they had to sack her, they had to take her down because she was going to begin her sentencing for something that happened 10 years prior. So back in February of 2006, this woman was driving and she hit somebody who died on the spot. The man was a doctor at the Lagos State, teaching hospital. He passed away on the spot, and she's been, on the case since then. 2006, 2009, they revisited it. She was sentenced. She appealed it. She got to pay some fine. She paid a bill and all that. And then 2016 again, it was reopened. And in 2016, she was sentenced 2006, 2009. They said that sentencing should not hold. 2016, another court, said the sentencing should hold. And that was when they sent her to jail. So she's currently serving a jail term. Although some person said she paid a fine of about 2 million naira, and she's fine now. She's roaming. She's a free woman now. But you can't take away from the fact that she still has to spend some days and some months in custody following the trial of her eating a doctor and him passing. Similarly, another actress had a stint with hitting somebody. This time it was said that she hit a 24-month-old child while she went to see a friend of hers. That is Sikiratu Sindodo. Yes, Tayo. Actress Tayo, who is currently about 46 years old, then as far back as 2006 was involved in a hit situation. She won the hit and run. It was even said that when it happened, it's not 2007 now, that when it happened, Sikiratu Sindodo she lost weight rapidly. She was crying, inconsolable, knowing that she used her vehicle to hit, and when they say you run over somebody, she literally pressed the child, and it said she was trying to reverse. There were several what's it called now? Story concerning. Some people said she was trying to reverse and she hit the child. Some person said the child ran from her mother, from their mother's shop into the streets. There's so many versions of how the incident occurred, but does not take away from the fact that the incident did occur and she had to go to jail for that. But her sentencing was very light and she even had to pay fines. So she didn't necessarily sleep in prison for a while, but she has it on her track record. And I can't imagine anybody recovering from that. That's like manslaughter. That was the charge. Even the charge against Ibn Abofri Bresima read manslaughter, even though it was something done unintentionally. Their car hit people and these persons passed on. God continue to rest the souls of the the departed. Another person, I want us to move to the list of people who did criminal situations now, who did criminal things. Lola Margaret. Her name comes to mind because this woman, after finishing her sentencing, she returned to Nigeria deported. She was deported to Nigeria from the US. Yes. What happened was she had a large sum of money. She was arrested, indicted for wire fraud, and she said she was guilty, so she was sentenced to jail. A large sum of money was wired into her account, and then she was spending the money anyhow, and that raised suspicion. And the police invited her, they interrogated her, all of those things, and she pled guilty to it, and so she went to prison. And after her sentencing, she was deported to Nigeria. And when she even got back to Nigeria, some of her colleagues, some of her colleagues rallied around her, welcomed her, and all of those things. But there isn't so much that they can do. She's on social media, barely uses it. But I remember there when she got back, she opened a social media account, preached that, oh, things have changed for her now. She's a better individual and all of those things. But I mean, that's already a stain on her career and she really can't do nothing about it. Another person who admitted to bank fraud, aggravated identity theft is Soskid Sinzu. Sorry, yes, Sinzu money. I hope you understand what's going on. Yes. Sinzu, Nigerian artist, pled guilty to aggravated identity theft. He encoded bank card details of some persons. Even when the police arrested him, they found the bank card encoding device on him. They found about $6,000 on him. He was also arrested in the United States and he had to go to jail. Because back in 2014 also, because all of this happened in 2018, similar to Lola Margaret's case. All of this happened around 2018. But for Soskid, Sinzu already had a case against him because in 2014 he was declared wanted for stealing $300 from a supermarket ATM. So he already had a case against him and several other bank fraud charges, wire fraud charges, just theft, embezzling, and using these monies to fund a lifestyle, right? It's been on him. So the sentencing and everything is not a surprising situation because they have been following him and finding stories about him. Anyways, moving on from him is Uche Odoputa. This man, in 2007, I feel like between 2006 and 2008, something happened in the Nigerian movie industry. A lot of them were caught for trafficking drugs. Now, for it to be like something that happened in that period, it means that it's something they've been doing since way before. But it's just unfortunate that was when the government decided to, look into it and say, who are the scapegoats you are going to find? And they found several scapegoats, including the now deceased Babatunde Omidino, right? He was arrested. This case was even serious then. But in 2007, Uche Odoputa was arrested by men of the NDLEA, and they found large kilograms of cocaine in the system. He had to excrete it. He was on his way to London, and then he was sentenced to 2 years and 2 weeks in jail. He said the late Amaka Igwe was one of the persons that paid his jail term. There were people that stood by him then, and it was because then he wasn't getting as much roles as he wanted, and he wasn't making as much money from even the roles that he was getting, and he needed a way to sustain his lifestyle, pay his bills, take care of his family, and all of those other things. So those are the things that he was facing, and those are that he allowed his London friends to pressure him into saying a lot of persons are doing it, so he wanted to do it. But unfortunately, that did not end well for him, as you can see. Another person who was involved in the drug situation is Yetunde Wumi, another Nigerian actor who in 2006 was found having ingested several kilograms of illegal drugs also on her way to London. She was also London bound, and she was sentenced to 3 years in. I remember my mother then very distraught because she used to like Yetunde Wumi. She was very distraught, saying, how could she? How could she? How could she? And I was a little girl wondering, why are you so bothered about a celebrity who ingested cocaine? What is your business? You know her. But a lot of our parents, actually, because we were people that they used to see, home theaters, DVDs, and they become their beloved, celebrity, and they could relate to some of the things they acted in movies and all of those things. So it was quite disheartening. Just like some persons' parents heard that when Princess Diana died, a lot of persons were distraught. People still do it. People in some parts of Africa didn't accept Queen Camilla. But that is a story for another day. I'm just trying to say that. And all of these news caused some distrust among their trusted and their loyal fans. Another person who actually had to plead guilty is what's it called now? Scales. But for Scales, it was not drug, it was more of embezzlement and diversion of fund. Himself and his manager then were sued by their record label, Baseline Record, and they said that they took some money, they didn't really divulge how much and all of those things, and moved it for their own personal gains. They defrauded their record label, basically. That was what they were arrested for back in 2018, and he went to jail, although he got released quicker. But his manager got the what's it called now, got more jail terms. Yeah, she's female, she got more jail terms than Scales. So when Scales was out, she did some few more this thing before she got released. Naira Marley also spent some days in jail when himself and 4 other persons were arrested for what's it called now, cyber crimes. And then he came out and released the song, widely accepted song, by the way, more or less like he didn't learn his lesson. But yeah, the list is not exhaustive. There are some other Nigerian celebrities who have done, from prison sentence, gone to jail at one point or the other. Some persons did not even step jail. They were sentenced, but because they gave them option of fine, lots of them chose to pay the fine, and that way it didn't really stay on their record that they went to jail. But Brisky also went to jail. Idris Okuneye, a public figure, was jailed also recently. He came out. That's on what's it called now, money having, Naira abuse. Yes, Naira abuse. He was jailed. He came out. His own was even controversial because he said he never slept in jail and all of those things. But that is topic for another day. We've covered that also on this channel. If you want to know more information about Idris Okuneye's, situation in court, you can view this channel. We have that for you, and his cases with the government. Anyways, that's it. On this video, and for this list, some of Nigerian celebrities who have been to jail, been to prison at one point or the other in their career. Some are still serving their sentences. Seun Egbegbe also did jail term, but he's out now. And when he came out, a lot of persons give, that's something. These people will come out, and it's like people will give them things. People will bless them, give them money, give them that one, help them find their footing, such that they have some sort of things to fall back on now that they are out, compared to normal person who, if they go to jail, you come out and you have to find a way to make life work for you all over again. But that does not always happen for everybody. But for the persons that it have happened to, we are happy for them. Anyways, that's the story. That's the gist, guys. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and if I did not mention anybody, you can let me know in the comment section. Put it there. What Nigerian celebrity went to jail, went to prison that I didn't mention? I'd like to hear from you in the comment section. Thank you so. Did you see what I did? Okay, no, let's not go there. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a good one, and bye.